Hello, my dear Cancer. This is a reading about the true thoughts and feelings the person most on your mind have when it comes to you and your relationship. With me, Queen of Cups Tarot. As an extended member to this channel, you will get these readings ahead of time and with no ads. And there's an all houses reading up. What major thing will manifest from the October solar eclipse? And a love and spirituality reading is up for all the members to the channel. Subscribe and check out the many perks through the join button that will appear, or follow the link in the description box to learn more about membership. And I use the light SEER'S tarot for the readings part, and I will start shuffling your cards. When I open your deck here, I see Ace of Pentacles together with the Empress. So this person has realized that you are the one and wants to give this a chance, or even want to take it to the next level. I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Eight of Swords together with the Empress. So the Eight of Swords, it shows that this person has some internal issues that they might have been able to sit on or kind of not show to the world, but something in your relationship, or the kind of the necessity to move on. We can't just stand on the same level in a relationship. We move on. We might move in together, or purchase a home together, or get a baby, or whatever it is. For some reason, things like this has freaked this person out, and they don't know why. They don't know why they feel strange about it. So it's something that they have just tried to oppress, and well, maybe it didn't go that well. So I called the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have the Six of Pentacles with the Empress. Because they love you, they want to work on this, they want to get over themselves, and they want to fix what they might have been broken with their behavior. Okay, 6 elements, and here I have the Seven of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. So we see that their Eight of Swords, the Seven of Swords stuff comes in again through the back door. So if I were with this person, I think I would ask more questions about this, and maybe in the end suggest that they really work through their issue with possibly a professional, because it's not that this person is crazy or anything. It's just that it's such a resistance inside this person to look at this. So they need help to see that it's okay to feel certain feelings, and to maybe this person is trying to be a good person, like with good intentions through and through, and they fail because they have this energy inside of them that kind of wants the opposite. And this energy needs to come to surface and be discussed, and also its viewpoint is valid, but this person is going to close it down or repress it because they don't think that it's valid, and that this part of them should just shut up. But it means that it comes up and kind of wrecks your relationship instead. You can't suffocate yourself. It will always blow up somewhere. There's always going to be something inside of us that can't take that kind of pressure to keep it all inside. Okay, so that might be your song, Keep It All Inside. I'm making a note, and I will put the song in the description box for you. It can be like a mini tart reading about their feelings, for example, or the continuation of the relationship, or what they would want, their true thoughts and feelings. Okay, so 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether. Sorry for that. 8 of Wands, and we had the Knight of Cups, 8 of Wands, Empress. So again, it shows that this person wants to love you, wants to offer you what's best, like the best thing in the world. But 10 of Wands, Tower, it's something inside of them that just do revolution without them planning for this. They didn't plan for this. It just happened, or it just happens. Let's say that you have met the man or the woman of your dreams, and the relationship is perfect. You know, your cat loves them, the neighbors loves this person, your friends love them, and you love them too, kind of, but there's something that just don't, it doesn't, you don't fall in love, okay? So whenever the talk about the next step comes out, it might trigger, for example, a panic attack. So it's not really something that person can do about it. It's just how it is, okay? Something inside of them says no, and since they don't allow this side to come up and like be discussed, it's going to surprise them and surprise you, and, you know, surprise everyone. So I will just tune in here for a few seconds to you, the person most on your mind, and the true thoughts and feelings of that person. So this is the most likely action and the evolution of the relationship. And this is their thoughts. Page of Cups. They feel super lucky to be able to be with you. But there's something inside of them, unknown feelings, that makes them kind of explode or run away or being unable to take responsibility. They do love you, but they might have some kind of mother issues. Maybe they have been smothered or hoovered or ignored or something by their parents, and this is coming up like this. So the most likely action, High Priestess. So High Priestess is good. It means that they go within and look at what their intuition is telling them. But the Hermit, 8 of Cups, Moon, 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords. It kind of shows almost a full-blown depression with this person. That they will have a hard time dealing with this on their own. It's even risk for deep depression. So, and it's because they have such a high standards. They want to be in a certain way, but when they realize that they are not in the way that they wanted to be, it might be like a big crash inside of them. So it might not, you know, show at the surface, but it might come out as other things, like the person fighting in a bar, or, you know, doing something reckless, being unfaithful, or something else that's just, you know, the explosion where this other side to them kind of find a moment to take over and make a statement, okay? So their intentions, and we have death, rebirth here. The major arcana cards like this, they kind of steal the show. They take over whatever the person wants. So it's basically the divine saying that there's going to be big transformations, or a big transformation needs to happen. And this is what they are thinking. So this is the major arcana death card, minor arcana death card. So either they fear the relationship ending because of how they feel or how they behave when they get triggered like this, or they even longing for the ending or want it to end. This is their feelings when it comes to you. 2 of Pentacles. So it's like they don't know. Like a lot of things with you, it's just perfect, but in some situation they don't have the right feelings, or they don't feel, or they can get, maybe they have the right feeling, but they get an overreaction to things, particularly when it comes to normal relationship things. Things that ties you deeper together can make them, you know, really feel triggered and unbalanced. So, and this is how they view the relationship. 4 of Wands. So, as I said, they love the relationship. They love how things are between you in the relationship. They have very little to complain about. Four of Pentacles, but still they feel like it's in some way consuming them or forcing them to go in a direction that they don't want. It's very likely that a person like this would, like without you, they would probably stand and stomp on the same place like their whole life, stuck in the same job, living in the same apartment, eating the same food. It's something with this individual that makes them a little bit unable to stretch beyond their comfort zone. So whenever someone tries to push them over their, like, beyond their comfort zone, they become like a donkey, like they refuse. And it's 4-4, and we have 13 death, 1 + 3, 4. So we have basically 4, 10, 2, 4, 4 here. And this was the Page of Cups. So they do have super sweet emotions towards you, but something inside of them gets triggered here, and they don't know what it is. They just know that they have like a big reaction, almost like their body is taking over, you know. They want to just play nice and, you know, follow along with what's healthy in the relationship, but then they get, for example, panic attacks whenever, you know, discussing meeting your mother comes up or anything like that. And it might show, you might not know that they have a panic attack. They might just act strange, or, you know, go home or take the car and drive, and you might think that they are angry with you, but they're really like stressed out. So the most likely action, we have the Lovers here together with the Three of Swords. So they love you and they can't understand why they are acting like this. Why are they risking the relationship? The Ten of Swords here. And Tower. So both Tower and Death and Three of Swords in the same reading. The Devil. The Devil is their shadow. It kind of just comes it's what I said. It can't hold the pressure, so it's going to boom somewhere. It can be even that the person will get a heart attack because they can't admit to having this problem inside of them, that there's two different sides to them, one that wants to move further and the other one getting panic when we're talking about moving along things. And Judgment. So Judgment is a good card in this. It shows that the person at some point will take a grip over themselves and try to do something substantial about this, taking an adult decision, possibly even to get help, which is what I hope for this person. 2, High Priestess, 20, Judgment, 2 + 0, 2, so 2, 2, 2. And it shows that we are on a crossroad where we need to be able to make a good decision and know ourselves enough to know what that decision should be. So this is the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and I will clarify first their intentions, the Death card there. We have Temperance. So as I said, death is kind of hijacking the person's free will, and something happens that they can't really control. And the Temperance, 14, here we have 15. It's about taking in your opposite side, your shadow. So they're going to have to admit to this. And for you, it might feel like they are super cold-hearted. They might say some truths that really hurts, but it's the kind of truth that they have been, you know, they know it's the wrong thing to feel or think, but they still felt it or thought it. And it needs to come out, and it needs to be discussed. So clarify their thoughts about this situation. We have 8 of Cups. So they feel overwhelmed about things. It's maybe they feel like it's moving too fast or moving in a direction where they lose control, and they don't know if they want it or don't want it. They just get like overwhelmed, and this might trigger them to even break up or put the relationship on like a cliff abyss and threatening to push it over. Not because they want to, but because the truth comes out. And that might make you feel as, okay, they said that, now it's over. not because like a revenge from your part, but more that you realize what they truly feel, and then the relationship isn't what you thought it was, and therefore you might get triggered to break it up because you don't feel respected or validated. So clarifying how they feel for you. We have the Two of Pentacles, and here we have the King of Pentacles. So they possibly feel like a little bit a prisoner in your castle, okay? So that they are this little vain girl here that can't really take charge of their own life when you are there dictating what should be done. So then they can't feel their more tender feelings, what they would want to have happen. Instead, they feel like you are filling up the whole room and taking all the decisions. And it's probably not true, and it's probably not fair, but it's what's this feeling of overwhelm is getting them. It's probably they're projecting some, as I said, some childhood issues onto you. It might be that their parents were high performance people that did everything perfect, and they feel forced to kind of follow in their footsteps, being perfect, but they can feel they aren't feeling perfect, so instead they are limiting their life to avoid mistakes. Clarifying how they view the relationship. We have the Four of Wands there, and here we also have the Emperor. So they feel very safe in this relationship when they don't get pushed or triggered, and they feel like it's a natural part of their life. It's a important part of their life. It's like what makes their life solid. It's maybe like the central pillar which their life circles around. Okay, so clarify what they're thinking about the future or what's going to happen here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So they might have thoughts about that they don't want to commit or move on to the next step because what if this isn't it? And if they, put all their eggs in your basket, and then someone else comes along that they are falling in love with, what then? Then they would have been a horrible person when dragging you along. So it's not that they don't love you, it's the kind of fears that some people have. They want to make the best of their life, and this person are obviously not doing that. They have a lot of limitations, and they procrastinate the big decisions that an adult person needs to make in their life. And they have kind of avoidant behavior. They're avoiding everything where they need to take a stand. And this is just an escapism fantasy, because if this person would come along, it's very likely that they would let that chance go too. If I think that this person is already you, but I know how we can feel sometimes, particularly when we are young. I remember a relationship I had with a person that was magical in all sense of the word, but I still thought that they would come along someone taller, someone instead with blonde hair, they would have like dark, tall stranger, and that would be like what I was destined for. So it's not that I ever neglected this relationship or was unfaithful or anything like that. It was just like a thought in the back of my head. And it's a particular young person's idea of being like, we have been so cherished by our parents, so we might feel like the world should be our oyster, and everything should be for our picking. So we might have a little bit grandiose view of ourselves that's usually matched with low self-esteem as well. So young people are a little bit all over the place with their both their self-esteem and their worldview and their expectations. So this is what I'm seeing with this person. It's like idea that their ego has, that something better will come along, and then they won't be free to grab it in its flight. And as I said, with this kind of behavior, what I'm seeing, they would most likely not do that or grab that kind of chance, because they are too limited in their, they're too narrow-minded because of their fear of challenging themselves, since it's triggering a lot of pain and a lot of insecurity and anxiety and maybe panic attacks. Okay, so I'll clarify the Lovers there, the most likely action. Here we have the Strength card. So I think this person in many ways have been a hero in your life. They have been showing great capacity of big love and to be very mature. And that's the side of them that they love and that they want to display. And that's the person they want to be, like a knight in shining armor. Clarify the Three of Swords. And here we have the Seven of Swords. We saw the Seven of Swords before. It was the person on a cliff with a knife in their hands and a lot of crows in the air. So they want to be this hero for you, and now they are obviously not your hero because of their own inner triggering or anxiety, and they are disappointed with themselves. They're also a little bit ashamed in front of you, and in the same time they don't want to change their mind because they feel that they need to stand up for this, since they have such a big emotional or bodily reaction. So they feel like they need to be at least a little bit loyal towards this part of them. And that's true. It doesn't mean that they have to be disloyal towards you, but they probably need to vent this with someone. You a little bit, but not everything, because that could really wreck your relationship for all times. Because sometimes we need to be like really brutally honest towards ourselves, with ourselves, but just for a moment, you know, we have persuaded ourselves, I'm so in love, this is the person for me, we are so happy together, so this has gone on and on and on, and one day we just feel like we need to acknowledge also that the opposite might be true, and it might be true, but it's probably not true, but the person needs to vent this with someone, or at least with themselves, and it's to do it with you, it's not the best way forward, because words can never be taken back. If something that we have said, it will last to the end of time, and you might not be able to forget that or go past it, even if it's not just thoughts that the other person is trying out for to see if that's what fits better, because they haven't even allowed themselves to think those thoughts, because they want to be this good person. Okay, so therefore they don't know if it's true or not. Clarify the Tower, and we have a Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles shows a certain loyalty. They're going through this awakening of the shadow, but I think also their shadow person can be loyal towards you. They just need to be seen and heard by the person that that they live inside of. Like they are an archetype to your person, and this part wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be heard too. It has always been gagged or suffocated, and now it's not going to take it anymore. But I feel like in the bottom of it all, it might be that this person is loyal to you also moving forward. But we will clarify the Devil here, the High Priestess. Just their intuition, you know, it's a part of them, it's a part of their intuitive system, but they have suffocated this because they didn't want to hear it, they didn't want to be that person, or they didn't want to have doubts, or they just wanted to be happy and shut up, and it doesn't want to shut up because it wants to be validated too, that inside a person, when we are making big life decisions, we need to be able to think, like, is this the best for me, or is this other thing better for me, and feel in both things. But if we're never allowing ourselves to do that, we will be lost in space. It's like living in a vacuum, and you won't really know what it is that we truly want. We just go along with maybe what other people want until it makes us crazy. So this is a health sign. Clarifying the Judgment card. Okay. And we have 9 of Cups. So I feel like this person wants to continue with you, but they might need to take a pause from, you know, moving on the relationship to the next level, and try to figure out why they feel so overwhelmed by that, or so triggered or panicky, or all this what's coming up inside of them. So I think that's a really good and healthy decision to say, you know, I love you and I want what's best for us and you and our relationship, but I also need to look at why I'm having these reactions, why I'm feeling like this. And I don't think it's a threat towards you or our relationship, because I know I love you. I think it's something deeper, something that I'm projecting onto our relationship, and I want to deal with it before we promise each other more and more things. The runner. So I'm checking this person's intentions, like what's going on, what's the thing that you need to know about them. Engagement ring. So it's a runner that wants to be engaged with you, but they have a part of them that wants to run, and they need to deal with it. They need to look at why do they want to run, and what are they running from, and what are they running towards, and kind of figure themselves out. And we have date, meeting someone new, dating, get back out there, plan, set a date. I think this is a more like the 9 of Cups that we saw here. Maybe they're going to suggest that they don't want to get serious with their relationship, that at least want to have the opportunity to date someone else if they want that. It's not particularly likely that they would want it, but they need to give themselves that kind of freedom to not get overwhelmed by the relationship and that it's moving too fast. But I'm also feeling like they would want to keep dating you, having that more light-hearted relationship. That might be like a big offense towards you, but chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So if this is you, you need to deal with that. And you know, if you wanted to move on to a better neighborhood, move on to the better neighborhood. If you wanted to travel more, like fulfill your dreams even without this person, because the chaser is codependent. They want to have the happiness, so they're kind of forcing other people to tag along on the happy train, and they usually pair up with people like this that are scared to be happy, so therefore they get too much responsibility and always feeling like disrespected, neglected, and all these kind of things. So it's better if you don't neglect yourself and start to respect yourself and fulfill your dreams. And if this person isn't equipped enough to follow in your pace, you know, just let them go in their own pace and do your stuff anyway. Okay, so I never felt like this before. I'm walking through the dark night of my soul. So I don't know exactly what it is that they have never felt before, but we'll see. I will fight for our love. Okay, so they feel like this relationship is super important, but they realize also that they are going through something inside themselves, like they need to integrate their shadow, the parts of them that they have ignored up till now, but they also don't want the relationship to end. I didn't believe you when you said you love me. So there's some kind of deep insecurity within this person, and they might feel like all your goodness, all your great ideas and dreams, and all the things that you are weaving for the future with them, it's just like something that you saying, and then you will pull the rug underneath their feet, and maybe you will find someone else, and they will, you know, never get over that, because they are this person that live in their comfort zone, so that you would be able to meet someone new and they wouldn't. Okay, so tricky situation. Best way to go forward with this is to have some understanding for this person, and that they're not trying to be mean. They are just a little bit hysterical at this point in time, and don't keep that don't let that keep you shackled, but rather move on to your happy future without them. Maybe they will catch up, maybe they won't catch up, maybe something better will come along, or maybe you will stick together. I think this is loyal and good soul. They just have some issues, maybe being a little bit oversensitive, the world have been too much for them, and they are not able to take part of everything that the world is offering, because it just overwhelms them or getting too much. So I would urge you to watch the love reading for November, or the reading What Do They Want to Happen Between You, to get more information about this relationship. On my first channel page, there's a playlist for your specific astrological sign, where you can watch all the latest readings for your specific sign in one single playlist. On the end screen, you will see a link to that playlist, so go and check it out. And thank you for watching this far. Remember to like and share this video, and hit the bell notification on your way out to get updates when the next video is up. Until then, stay blessed, and bye for now.